here today with Margot McAuliffe, co-founder and CEO of Gabriella's Kitchen. Thank you for coming on the show today. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Glad to be here.
So for those who are unfamiliar with your company, what is it that you do and where do you operate?
We are a cannabis wellness company. We operate all throughout Canada and the United States. We have two different channels that we sell into. We sell into the mainstream channel, which would include stores like Whole Foods, Sprouts, Bristol Farms, Albertsons, Safeway, Loblaws, Sobeys in Canada. And in that channel, we are all throughout the United States and Canada. We also sell into the licensed cannabis channel. And right now we're only in California, expanding very rapidly into Oregon, Colorado, Nevada, and Washington.
Very nice. And I believe you do sell THC products, but is your main focus CBD or non-THC infused superfoods? Is that your main focus for your business?
You know, I wouldn't say it's our main focus. I believe that ultimately the mainstream channel will be the more important channel in the whole cannabis wellness strategy. And I think that because I think consumers want access to products that are beneficial for them in a ubiquitous fashion. So they're going to want to access cannabis-infused products as well as superfoods and other healthy products in the mainstream channel. I think ultimately THC products will be sold in the licensed channel. It won't happen right away, but just like we see pharmaceuticals and alcohol sold in mainstream, eventually I think everything will be sold in mainstream.
Yeah, it's fair to say. And it's funny because we're still figuring this out, whether it be in the United States where there's been, like California, you said, a bunch of legal states that have been legal for some time now, Washington, Colorado, and now in Canada, as of just a few weeks ago, legalizing the entire thing. But it's still in such an infancy stage where we don't really know where our governments are to go with this, consumer trends and those different things. It'll be interesting to see how that all comes together. But specifically for yourself, what products are you currently selling at the moment? Like as these superfoods, are they shakes or the actual foods, or can you describe your products a little bit?
Sure. No, they're actual food products that people would consume on a daily basis, share with their family and friends, or eat by themselves. On our mainstream side, our products include sauces, pastas, prepared meals, things that you would incorporate into your lunch or dinner menu. On the licensed side, our products include, at present, a line of flavored olive oils, which are CBD infused or CBD and THC infused. And that would include extra virgin olive oil, a truffle oil, garlic oil, etc.
Yeah, it's very interesting actually, because having that CBD infusion, you get a lot of cannabinoids from it. And there's a lot of different research out there that's showing, obviously we know that we have an endocannabinoid system in our bodies, and it's showing that a high intake of different types of cannabinoids is actually very healthy for you. So it's interesting to see that you're getting it right into products that a lot of people who hear about cannabis probably would never think about, like you just said, oils and pastas and those types of things.
Well, I think what's happened is that when legalization first occurred, the consumers that moved into the market were the consumers that were looking for the euphoria or the intoxicating effect of cannabis. I think over the last 5 years, what's happened is that the mainstream consumer has come to realize the healthful properties associated with cannabis, and they want access to it for the wellness benefits, not for the psychoactivity. So what that means is that people want to consume it on a regular basis in ways that is comfortable for them. Most people don't want to smoke it. They don't want to vape it. You can use it as a supplement. You can use it as a tincture. But just like consumers use other wellness products in a variety of different ways, we want to meet the consumer wherever, however, and whenever they want to consume cannabis or cannabis wellness infused products.
Yeah, and that's well said as well, because I do believe that a lot of people who think about cannabis, they always think about smoking, and there's a lot of individuals out there, just because it's legal now does not mean they're going to start smoking it. I think these other alternative methods of consuming cannabis, whether it's for medical purposes, recreational purposes, or just health purposes, I think you're right. It's going to go to different edibles. It's going to go to different areas where you don't have to actually smoke something.
Exactly. We're seeing that already. We're seeing that flower as a product in and of itself is actually reducing in sales And we're seeing that edibles are growing dramatically in sales. There's also topicals and, health and beauty products, and consumers are flocking to those. It's often the entry when consumers are interested in a cannabis product. Oftentimes the way they get into it is through a topical because it's less frightening for them. And that's really what we're trying to balance right now is, we know there's a demand, we know there's an interest. What we're trying to make sure is that consumers trust us, trust our brand, know that we're giving them the control and the power to consume whenever, wherever, and however they want to consume. And also, very importantly, that they can control the dosage. I think there's a lot of fear around the intoxicating effect, and a lot of people don't know what their dosage level is yet. So we want to put that in the hands of consumers.
No, and that's rightfully so. When it comes to finishing out the year, finishing out 2018 and moving into 2019, what do you think are the catalysts for your company? What are you excited about, and what can shareholders be excited about?
What we're really excited about is we've got two major differentiators in our company. We have science and we have infrastructure. And a lot of companies on the market don't have both, and some don't have either. So what I mean by that is when I say we have infrastructure, on the mainstream side, we've got relationships with over 3,400 retailers in North America. We have relationships with the top 3 distributors in North America. We have relationships with a national brokerage and sales team. So it's easier for us to get new products and emerging products into the mainstream channel than it would be for other companies just launching. We also have infrastructure on the license channel. We own our manufacturing facility. We own a Class 6 license to manufacture cannabis-infused products in California. We also own our distribution company, and we have salespeople positioned all across the state of California. So we've got infrastructure that we can launch our products quickly and efficiently into both the mainstream market and in the licensed channel. A lot of companies don't have that. We can use that to leverage ourselves and to leverage brands that we acquire so that they can get into market in a much more expeditious way. We also have our finger on the pulse. We know what consumers are looking for as a result of that kind of infrastructure. And then we also have science. When I decided that we wanted to get into cannabis-infused products as a strategy for our wellness company, I sought out science, and I found Mara Gordon. And if you look up Mara Gordon on the internet, you'll be as impressed as I was when I first learned about her. Mara came to cannabis for her own personal needs, and she was so astounded by the effect it had on her health and wellness that she decided to devote herself to making sure that the plant was available to anyone who needed it, and also to study it. And she amassed a database over the last 10 years that rivals anyone's out there. And we've got her backing and her formulations and her experience in our products. So we have science and infrastructure, two really powerful differentiators. So we're very excited about that, and excited with what we can do with that, not just for ourselves in products that we develop, but in in companies that we acquire, and being able to scale them quickly and efficiently.
Hey, I appreciate for all the information. It really does sound like you've been able to really focus on building a vertically integrated company where right from the very beginning to the processing to the shipping, you're handling all those matters. So no, it's interesting. I appreciate your time for coming on here. A lot of our investors are always looking for new companies, or I know you've been on for a long time, but some of these American companies are now starting to be talked about in Canada, and rightfully so as well. But your stock information, just for anybody who's looking, you are on the CSE, I believe?
We are on the CSE. We've been listed just over a month now. Our trading symbol is GABY, G-A-B-Y. And we are also pursuing a listing in the US on the OTC, and that should happen anytime now.
Well, glad to hear. Well, again, I appreciate your time very much. I look forward to speaking to you again in the future to see how everything is progressing. We'd love to have you back on in the coming months, and again, just let us know how everything's going.
I will do that, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Absolutely.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Take care.